It's time for free money.
I know you want to do it.
It's time for free money!
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. All right.
Free money!
Way too early in the day for that, for sure.
My college football picks against the spread. Another winner last week.
5-4.
5-4.
Which means each week you've gotten worse.
In the black.
Each week you've gotten worse.
In the black every week. That's all that matters.
So this one is sure to be 500 or worse.
I think, do we have an odd number of games?
Is it an odd number of games? You don't have a choice. You have to either be good or bad.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, we have 10. So.
Oh, here we
could be
go.
5-5.
500 or worse.
I'm going to say 6-4. I'm going to say 6-4 is
I'm
what
gonna
it's going to be.
say 4-6.
Yeah, I'm going to say 6-4.
Actually, these are pretty easy. A lot of these are pretty easy.
I don't know. Some of the spreads on these are pretty.
They're a little
pretty
tricky. I'll give you
interesting.
that.
So these are my college football picks against the spread. I'm 24-10-2 over the course of the year so far.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty good little run here.
It's only getting
Next,
worse.
let's start.
We just talked about it. The Longhorns are in Ames, Iowa this evening, taking on the Iowa State Cyclones, my beloved Cardinal and Gold. The Horns are a 5.5-point favorite, which, like, if you told me a decade ago that they would only be a 5-point favorite in Ames, I would have flipped. But yeah, that's where we're at.
So it's important to remember that historically, I mentioned this with Correct Way. Historically, Texas has dominated this series. I think they're 12-2 all time against Iowa State.
Yeah, but the two were two that did not go over very well on the 40 acres.
I imagine very cathartic for your clones.
One was in.
It was last time.
Was
last
it
time
one?
they were in Ames, 2015.
And the other one was at DKR Memorial, and my dad was there for
won by
it.
1
I
point.
brought him down, and they won, and he literally cried. It was so amazing. Yeah.
So the thing about this Iowa State team, and Craig Way touched on it, this is a very balanced offense. It's a balanced and solid offense. They're 22nd in the nation in yards per game.
This ain't my dad's Iowa State Cyclones.
No, this is. Oh, I love the coaching matchup here. Two fun younger coaches who are like innovative. With Matt Campbell and Tom Herman, they're 22nd in the nation in yards per game. The defense is overall okay. But the thing that's really been their bugaboo this year is that they are bad on third downs.
Yep.
They're bad. They're
bad at closing teams out.
124th in the nation in third down. And they're not great versus the pass.
No.
He mentioned they got two great running backs in David Montgomery and Mike Warren. Jacob Park is a serviceable quarterback who he's there because he's a very good play action bootleg quarterback. That's basically what he is.
And I would also, to further your point about defending the pass, they haven't played a good passing team.
No, they have not.
I mean, Iowa's breaking a new quarterback. That was the closest they got, but they're really a run first team.
Yeah. The defense again is I think okay. But they've not been able to get teams off the field. Joel Lanning, the former quarterback, now a linebacker. Brian Peavy, Yul Strandy's own from at defensive back. And Alan Lazard is that big towering wide receiver that when in doubt, they throw it up to him.
Yep.
For me, this comes down to what Texas's offensive line is able to do, and are they able to establish the run? Because they need to be able to establish the run. If they are able to do that, then that's gonna open things up for Sam Ehlinger, presumably Sam Ehlinger, to go and make plays. I don't think they've named the quarterback.
Yeah.
We'll see. I imagine it's going to be Sam Ehlinger. Look, I think that I like Texas here. I like Texas minus 5.5. I think that they have found something in Ehlinger, and the defense I think should be able to stop what if the defense is really what they were against USC, they should be able to slow down this Iowa State offense.
I'm with you, but probably for a different reason. I think everyone is looking for them to run more, give the ball to Chris Warren. I don't think they need to. I think this is a game where you throw it a bunch down the field and challenge Iowa State to out-athlete you, and they just won't.
That's true. I mean, I think, look, Texas is the more talented team here. I don't think that's a real stretch to say. The question for me is whether or not they can have that balance offensively.
For sure.
Because, they weren't able to get that against USC, and it kind of cost them. But when they are able to get that, I think that's when they're going to start humming. I am going to take Texas minus 5.5 on the road. I don't love taking a road favorite, but I'm going to do it here. I'm going to take Texas minus 5.5. What's next, Max?
Houston, traveling to Philadelphia, taking on Temple, 11 a.m. Saturday. Houston is a 13.5-point favorite. This is not Matt Rule's Temple.
So, Temple misses Matt Rule big time. Now, they graduated a big senior class, but this offense is not good at all.
No.
They're 121st in total offense. They have no running game at all, and the passing game simply is not good enough to buoy it and to make up for it. And it's not like their defense is that good, and especially they're very bad against the run.
Yeah.
The guys to note here are Logan Marchie, their quarterback, and then defensive back Delvin Randall. 13.5 is interesting because you're asking Houston to go on the road after a loss and do that. But I think Houston has big advantages their defense, Houston's defense against this Temple offense is a mismatch.
Yeah.
It is a mismatch. They should be able to dominate them. And if Temple scores more than 10 offensive points, I would be pretty surprised.
Yeah.
For Houston, though, the question is going to be, what does this offensive line do against a bad running rush defense? We think Texas Tech's rush defense is a little bit better, but things are going, I need to see if this is going to be able to take a step forward. I think I like Houston. I think I trust them because in the end, I think maybe Major Applewhite gets them angry. They've also gone on the road and beaten a much better team than Temple already.
Yeah.
And that's not saying something because I don't think Arizona's that special.
No.
But Temple's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And so I think they're able to go on the road. The only thing that would be a little interesting is that it is a time change. The early kick and a time change could be a little dicey. It's 10 a.m. body clock time for Houston. That could be a little odd. I do like Houston. I'm sorry. It's 11 a.m. Body clock time.
Yep.
I don't know. I like Houston in this one. I think they're they've beaten bad teams like Rice before. I think they do the same here against Temple. I'm going to take Houston minus 13.5.
All right.
Again, another road favorite, which I don't love. What's next?
Oh boy. The Rice Owls traveling to Pitt, 11 a.m. Saturday. Pitt is a 20.5-point favorite.
Both Houston teams in Pennsylvania.
In Pennsylvania.
Which is a little
Get
odd.
some pretzels while you're there.
Yeah, exactly. Pitt sucks.
I was
Okay.
about to say, a team that is a butt of national jokes gets to play a team that is becoming a butt of Texas jokes lately.
Pitt sucks big time.
Yeah.
Like
And they're
they
a 20.5
this is not a good team.
Yeah.
They're very bad offensively, 101st total offense. They cannot run the ball. They want to throw, but they're not good at it.
Yeah.
And they give up. The other thing about this that strikes me, and maybe an opportunity for Rice here, is that they give up a lot of sacks.
Yeah.
They 8.5% of their dropbacks end in a sack. That is a staggering amount. The defense is bad at everything.
Which is hilarious because Pat Narduzzi is like a defensive genius.
Right, but the defense is bad at everything. They're 118th in the nation in yards allowed per carry. They're 125th in the nation in yards allowed per pass. They don't get any pressure.
Yeah.
This is a crappy team.
Yeah.
And they're a 20.5-point favorite over Rice, and I'm going to take them.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Here's my thing.
You're
with
asking
this one.
Rice to go on the road?
No, I know. Yeah.
I just don't see it.
I totally see this one being like 17-0.
That's the only thing
and
that
just
to
burning
me,
you. Yeah.
Like I'm taking Pitt.
Yeah.
Look, my actual betting advice is to stay as far away from this game as possible.
Right.
Because either way, you're asking a bad team to do good.
Yeah.
But in the end, I'll take the home team, and maybe I'll go with the devil I don't know in Pitt because I know what Rice is about, and that offense is inept, and the defense. I mean,
look, here's the other.
Maybe again, I think you're right. This could be like 17-3.
If you want me to make you feel better,
Yeah.
we have so many questions about Houston's offense right now and how bad it might be. And they scored 38 on Rice.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll be all right.
I think I will too. I'm going to take Pitt minus 20.5. What's next?
All right. Baylor going to Manhattan, 2:30 p.m. Saturday. Kansas State is a 16.5-point favorite.
So Kansas State's coming off of a loss to Vanderbilt on the road.
They're a hard team to figure this time of year.
And then
every
Vandy
year.
got drilled by Alabama, which, again, I don't really know what that means. This is such a typical, this is on whenever in 100 years, because I never wished this on this man, but when Bill Snyder finally decides to shuffle off this mortal coil, they're going to etch this team into his tombstone because this is the most Bill Snyder team of all time. The defense is fantastic. They're great at everything. They are 14th in rush defense. They're 12th in pass defense. The key for Baylor in this one is that they have to stop the run, and that is a problem because their defense is already not very good against the run.
Right.
Kansas State is not a throwing team. When they're throwing, they're in trouble. Okay, you have to get them behind the chains and force them into passing downs, and I just don't think Baylor's a great matchup for them. They're only the thing is they average almost 6 yards a carry. They are pretty good at running the ball, and Baylor is not very good at stopping the ball. They do stink on third down, which is why you have to get them in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7. You have to get pressure. You have to get tackles for loss.
Yeah.
They have to live in that backfield. They want to run the ball with Jesse Ertz and Alex Barnes. They got two great senior linebackers, which it seems like they grow senior linebackers on a farm in Kansas. Trent Tanking and Jared Kirby this year. I'm really torn on this because 16.5 is a lot, and I think Baylor did show some signs of life.
Sure.
But going on the road scares me.
Yeah.
I go back and forth, and I think 16.5 is asking a lot. I think I'm going to take Baylor. I think I'm going to take
Interesting.
Baylor plus 16.5 in this one. That's a really good line because it's got me thinking. But overall, I think Baylor maybe showed something. Maybe something's clicking right now. I do wonder how much losing Chris Platt's going to hurt. But I am going to take Baylor plus 16.5 on the road.
I want to believe in Baylor, but I feel like you have to go against them until they feel like they've turned a corner of some sort.
Did they turn a corner last week? Is the thing.
I don't think that's enough. I think it's one game.
All right. That's fine. We will disagree on that. I'm going to take Baylor plus 12.5 or 16.5. What's next?
All right. UTEP going to Army, 2:30 p.m. Saturday. The way this one went last year, I'm surprised it's not more, but Army is a 24.5 point favorite. And, oh, by the way, the Facebook clock, we got about 5 minutes, so you got to hum through these last few.
I'm going to take Army minus 24.5. The Army is a typical Army team. They're 90% run. They do not stop the run well, but that shouldn't matter. Right. They do get to the quarterback, which is very bad news for UTEP's offense. I just don't see how they go on the road and keep this thing close. I don't see how they go on the road and keep it close with anybody. This is another team that they have to prove it to me before I'm willing to give them any faith. I'm going to take Army minus 24.5. What's next, Max?
All right. Texas State going to Wyoming, 3 p.m. Saturday in Laramie. Wyoming, 16.5 point favorite.
Wyoming has been so grossly overrated all year long.
Yeah, they came in really overrated because of the quarterback.
Because of Josh Allen,
yeah.
but he has sucked.
They have been really bad. They lost a lot of senior players last year.
The defense is beatable through the air, so this is a chance for Damian Williams. But again, this is Texas State on the road, and you're asking a bad team to go on the road and do something good, and that just doesn't appeal to me. I'm going to take Wyoming minus 16.5 in this one. The key for me is can Texas State protect Damian Williams? If they're able to protect Damian Williams, they can keep this thing close. Because I don't think this Wyoming offense is anything special. But overall, I am going to take Wyoming minus 16.5. What's next, Max?
UConn coming to SMU on the Hilltop, 3 p.m. Saturday. SMU, a 17-point favorite.
Who's the coach of Connecticut? Is it Bob?
Is it Edsel? He's back,
it's Edsel,
right?
Randy Edsel. This is an efficient but not explosive offense. They run the ball well and they hit play action. Here's the problem, though, and here's why SMU is going to win, and this is why SMU is going to cover, is that Connecticut's pass defense is such hot garbage. It is a train wreck.
Yeah, it's really bad.
They give up 75% completion, okay? And they give up they're 128th in yards per attempt. Right. So they're giving up a lot of pass attempts and they're giving up a lot every time they throw the ball. Yep. And by the way, they're catching every single one of them.
Everyone's converting on them too.
So it's very bad. They also don't sack the quarterback. There's nothing that makes me think Connecticut's going to contend in this game. I'm going to take SMU minus 17 at home. What's next?
All right. North Texas at Southern Miss, 6 p.m. Saturday. This is a tough one. Southern Miss is a 9-point favorite, which feels like a danger zone for me.
It does. It feels like a danger zone. You know, North Texas, though, coming off that home squeaker against UAB, Southern Miss is decidedly better than them. They have an outstanding pass defense, which means it's going to be up to either their receivers to get open or it's going to be up to Jeffrey Wilson to do it. The rushing defense is pretty solid as well. The offense relies on big plays in the passing game with their quarterback Quadra Griggs. I think I like Southern Miss on the road here. I'm going to take. At home rather. I think I'm going to take Southern Miss at home minus 9. What's next?
All right. South Carolina coming to College Station, 6:30 p.m. Saturday. A&M is a 9-point favorite. I don't trust at all. A&M will find some way to win this game, but they won't get that spread.
So the thing about that for A&M is that I didn't understand this thing at all until I realized that Deebo Samuel's out for the year.
Right.
And so that's South Carolina's big playmaker. They must rely on their defense because their offense doesn't have an identity anymore. I'm going to take A&M. Maybe I'm trusting them, and I hate that. I already hate this pick. I'm going to take A&M minus 9. They're going to burn me. They're going to burn me. Play this back to me next week.
I'm permanently in the expecting A&M to implode every week, but them finding a way to win for the rest of the season.
They covered last week.
Yep.
What's next? Finally,
15 Oklahoma State coming into Lubbock, Texas Tech. 7 p.m. Saturday. Oklahoma State is a 9.5-point favorite, which is just enough to screw with you.
It is just enough to screw with you. Yep. Here is the reasons to take Tech. The reason to take Tech is that the offense looks like if TCU's offense is doing that to Oklahoma State at home,
right.
What is Tech going to do at home against them?
Yeah.
Beyond that, it's a night game in Lubbock.
Yeah,
night game in Lubbock is crazy.
Tortillas will be flying.
Yeah, I just talked myself into it. I'm gonna take
No.
Tech. I'm gonna take Tech plus 9.5.
Oh, I wouldn't have done that.
I'm gonna take Tech. Should I not? See,
You do what you got to do.
So here's the
This is
thing.
your-
I've got
this is your
Oklahoma.
thing.
I've got Oklahoma State underlined. I'm gonna stick with Oklahoma State. I'm gonna go with Oklahoma State. But
You
it's
gotta
really
bounce
close.
back,
It's really
right?
close.
You know.
I'm gonna go with the bounce back. I'm gonna go Oklahoma State minus 9.5. I think they bounce back. So my free money picks. I like Texas minus 5.5 at Iowa State. I like Houston minus 13.5 at Temple. I like Pitt minus 20.5 at home against Rice. I like Baylor plus 16.5 at Kansas State. I like Army minus 24.5 at home against UTEP. I like Wyoming minus 16.5 at at home against Texas State. I like SMU minus 17 over Connecticut. That's my pick to click. I'm going to take Southern Miss minus 9 at home against North Texas. I'm going to take Texas A&M minus 9 at home against South Carolina. I already hate that pick. And I'm going to take Oklahoma State minus 9.5 on the road in Lubbock against Texas Tech.